The Greens are committed to abolishing AWAs and making sure that all workers have the rights to collectively bargain. So we want to abolish AWAs completely and ensure that collective bargaining is at the centre, at the heart of our industrial relations system. Individual contracts like AWAs should never be allowed to override awards and collective agreements. That's what's happening at the moment, and that's because we've had work choices pushed through the Senate by John Howard. If you vote for the Greens in the Senate, we'll use all of our people to vote against work choices and get rid of it completely. Vote Green in the Senate.
We've been very open about this. AWAs are not part of our future for industrial relations in the country, and it's caused a lot of stress for people over the last few years. We know that the way that the AWAs have been brought in has harmed workers. It's also caused stress in workplaces and divided workplaces. So of course we're going to abolish AWAs. There will be a process of transition as people who are on AWAs are able to renegotiate their situation, but there is no confusion. AWAs are not part of the ALP industrial environment.
The Democrats do not support AWAs being allowed to undercut the pay and condition of collective agreements or undercut award protections. The key issue for the Democrats is not whether or not an individual agreement is called an AWA. The key issue is that individual agreements of any sort, AWAs or anything else, should not be able to be forced on people under duress and should contain and should be part of a system that allows sufficient protections for them against exploitation. The travesty of the government's action in regards to AWAs was not so much that they allowed individual agreements, but that they removed the protections that were in place against people being exploited. The removal of the no disadvantage test, the safety net, is the key reason why the wages and conditions of so many people have been driven down. And that is the key aspect the Democrats would seek to restore through proper scrutiny of any new workplace relations regime. Is not so much a view of being against individual contracts, it is a view of ensuring that any contracts that people sign as part of their employment is firstly not coercive, that they have protection against that, and secondly that there is a key set of conditions and basic award protections that cannot be undercut. That proper application of a no disadvantage test or a safety net is absolutely critical, as is the need to ensure people can access a body that will be able to ensure that their rights are protected. It's no good having rights under law if you don't have the opportunity to ensure those rights are enforceable. That's why you need a strong independent umpire as well as proper protections built into legislation. From the Democrats' point of view, it is not so much about individual agreements versus collective agreements, it's about ensuring that the law contains adequate protections for everybody, and there is a baseline of minimum conditions, minimum standards, minimum protections, including enforcement of workplace health and safety standards. That is what we need to be focusing on, and that is where I would seek to focus were I to be part of the balance of power in the Senate.